Hello, Seiiti Arata. You know, when you look at those people who seem to learn things easily, what is their secret? And what is the opposite, huh? What is the behavioral addiction that keeps students stuck in academic mediocrity? Can you imagine what good students have that is different from others? What separates genius from mediocrity is persistence. And to illustrate the behavior of a student who is above average, let's listen to a true story of a young nurse, 20-something, with black hair and round glasses called Renee. Renee was in front of the computer being filmed by a teacher as she was trying to solve some algebra problem. In one single exercise, she spent 22 minutes, and she was trying to test different hypotheses and variables to get to her answer. She talks to herself, and she says things like, I understand. Now, I will increase this number, and then I think I can... Oh, no, that didn't work. Now what? Okay, I'm going to reduce the other variable. It may help. Yeah, it improved. If I further reduce the variable, I think... Oh, no, it didn't work. What happened here? And what makes the case of Renee interesting? It is persistence. We can even go further and say the following, that what separates the good students from poor students is persistence. And let's explain that. Persistence predicts outcomes. There is an international examination called TIMSS, the Trends in International Mathematics and Science Study, which is similar to the PISA exam, Program for International Student Assessment. TIMSS assesses and compares the mathematical and scientific knowledge of students from around the world. There is the exam itself, and there is also a questionnaire that asks questions of the students such as, how many times a week do your teachers assign you homework? What is your opinion about the importance of math? What is your opinion about your school? The student census has so many questions, and for a child or adolescent, it ends up being a grueling process to complete it. It is common for many students to leave several blank questions. And remember, this is merely a questionnaire to learn more about the socioeconomic profile of the student. It is not the exam, the test itself. Now, the interesting part comes here. A team of 3 researchers identified that persistence is a factor that helps to predict the student's performance on the test. Students who do not even have the persistence to complete something basic as this socioeconomic profile questionnaire often lack the same persistence that could be used to solve the test. Imagine if tomorrow you would call out a math Olympiad and 1,000 students representing each country on the planet would arrive. The country who would win the first place would not be a nation of geniuses. It is just the country where more students have the discipline and persistence to face the challenges with some dignity. Incidentally, in this math Olympiad, it would be possible to predict which countries would be on the top and which would be on the bottom without needing to ask one single math question. Just give them some task that measures persistence. Academic success is a matter of attitude. Unfortunately, there are many people out there who think that to understand a subject, one must have some type of a gift or a vocation, a talent, or a special ability. You would need to be a genius. That is absolutely wrong. What makes all the difference in learning is not the skill, it is the attitude. It is the posture. It is about the mentality towards study. When I am studying any subject, whether it is psychology or entrepreneurship or health, finance, relationships, any subject from the Arata Academy and Not Too Good courses, I always remember the mentality as the first step. What is the intention behind it? What is the mental state? The posture that I will adopt? Where there is a will, there is a way. Where there is dedication and persistence, there will be a result in order to overcome the difficulties ahead. The behavior we want to model from the example of today's story of Renee is to never give up. Never give up. It is to know that deep down we have the ability to solve the problem, or we can get that ability. This helps us not to abandon the exercise in the middle. Note that in the case of Renee, the young nurse, she's not a math expert, but she has something that sets her apart from most students: persistence. The average student is one who after 2 or 3 attempts shows this poor little guy face and says, "Oh, professor, I couldn't solve this." What is the answer? If you want to learn any subject, no matter whether it's mathematics, cardiology, foreign languages, meditation, organic chemistry, whatever, you need to develop your persistence and willingness to do the hard work. In our course, How to Learn Faster, we teach you the reading, recording and revision techniques and study skills. And above all, we prepare you to have the proper posture in your studies. Take a look at Arata SE How to Learn.